Hey guys, it's Pavel Barber here, and I'm going to be reviewing the Hockey WrapAround. They just came out with a new model to help protect your blades for off-ice use. So let's dive right into it and talk about what I think, what some of the pitfalls and positives of the training aid are, and whether or not it's worth it to buy one. For those of you unfamiliar with the WrapAround, they started off with a light metal design and slowly improved it to help with durability and overall performance. This latest model is made out of some form of plastic that's similar to what dryland tiles are made out of, which is supposed to give it a more ice-like feel. First off, application. It's very simple. You just have to wrap it around the bottom of the blade and the toe and then tape it up. There's plenty of ways to tape it. My personal preference is to use as little tape as possible. I do this because I want to eliminate the friction that the tape creates on the concrete or pavement surfaces I'm training on. There's nothing worse than having your blade stick to the ground. It's really annoying. After a bit of use, the tape at the bottom will come off, which eliminates the friction. The only issue with that is it loses a bit of its hold and starts to come off a bit. I found this a bit frustrating because once the WrapAround loses contact with the bottom of the blade, it affects the feel and contact point. So in terms of saving your blade, it absolutely does its job, and the newer model holds up well durability-wise. You'll never have to worry about it ruining your blade so long as it's connected and secured properly. Another plus is that it fits on all blade types. No matter what curve pattern, it's very easy to wrap it around and form it to your blade for the installation. Alright, so let's just get right down to the important question. How did I like it? Honestly, I thought it was okay. It does what it says it does, and they definitely don't bullshit you on that. But I am very particular and aware of how my blade feels, and it's very difficult for me to find an off-ice blade that lives up to my standards. Right now I'm using the ABS blades from Barber, and I love them. They are replacement blades that slice instead of splintering at the bottom, and has a nice smooth glide to it because it has fiberglass at the base of the blade. And the real difference between the two is that the replacement blades by Barber that I love don't need tape, whereas the WrapAround does. That being said, I know a lot of people who don't mind having tape at the bottom on concrete or pavement surfaces. I personally feel like the friction adds too much resistance and takes away from that ice-like feel, so I prefer using those replacement blades for stick handling purposes, especially at high speeds. Now, another big plus with the WrapAround that replacement blades can't offer is that with the WrapAround you can use your game sticks. If you hate switching between your on and off ice sticks, then the WrapAround might be the best thing for you. It makes the transition between on and off ice seamless, and of course allowing you to use it without worrying about compromising your blades. Another great thing about the WrapAround that I much prefer to do is shooting with it. Using the same flex as your on-ice stick is great, and using a two-piece stick a lot of the time means that the kick point will be very different, it'll be very stiff, and it'll come off the blade differently. When I'm doing shooting drills with the WrapAround, I add a little bit more tape to the shooting areas to add a little bit more grip so it doesn't slip off the slick surface that the plastic creates. So, is the stick right for you? Ask yourself a few questions. Number one, do you mind having tape on your stick when you're training on pavement? What's your training area look like? How big is it? Will you be able to pick up speed, or will you be stationary for the most part? Is using your game stick important to you for off-ice training? There's only so much I can tell you in a review, and in the end, you're never going to know unless you try it. It sells for 30 bucks and ships all around the world. Love the concept of it, and I think parents will as well. I know I can't stand seeing $200 to $300 sticks go to waste because you played a street hockey game or were using it on the road. Thanks for tuning in. Hope this helped you, and I'll see you guys next time.